A very good morning to everyone. In this video, we will study another lesson of science, that is fun with magnets. So let's begin it. Let's study first how the magnets are discovered. According to the legend, the first magnet was discovered by a shepherd named Magnus, who lived in ancient Greece. He used to take his herd of sheep and goats to the nearby mountains for grazing. He would take a stick with him to control his herd. The stick he carried with him had a small piece of iron attached at one end. One day he was surprised to find that he had to pull hard to free his stick from a rock on the mountain side. It seemed as if the stick was being attracted by the rock. On further investigation, the Greeks found that the rock had the property of attracting iron. They named this strange type of rock magnetite, perhaps after the name of that shepherd. The rock was a natural magnet and it attracted the iron tip of the shepherd's stick. It is said that this is how natural magnets was discovered. We have studied the discovery of magnet. Now, what is magnet? Magnets are the substance that has property to attract the iron. Magnets are of two types, natural magnet and artificial magnet. Let's study about them. What is natural magnet? Natural magnet is a material which occurs naturally and possesses magnetic properties. Magnetite or lodestone is a natural occurring magnet. What are artificial magnets? Artificial magnets are man-made magnets. They are basically made by human being. Artificial magnets are prepared in different shapes. For example, bar magnet, ring magnet, horseshoe magnet, disc magnet, magnetic needle. Artificial magnets are more powerful than natural magnets. Artificial magnets are two types: permanent artificial magnet and temporary artificial magnet. Permanent artificial magnet are the magnets which retain their magnetism for a long period of time. They are generally strong in nature and they are made from steel, cobalt and nickel. Temporary magnets are those magnets which retain their magnetism for a short period of time. They are usually made of soft iron. So this is all about artificial magnets. Now let's study what are magnetic materials. Magnetic materials are those materials that are attracted by a magnet. For example, iron, nickel, cobalt, steel, etc. What are non-magnetic materials? Non-magnetic materials are those materials which are not attracted by a magnet. For example, rubber, plastic, paper, leather, wood, aluminium, grass, glass, etc. Poles of magnet. When a bar magnet is dipped into a box of iron fillings, the tiny bits of iron are observed to cling to the ends. These preferred region of attraction are called magnetic poles. Every magnet has two poles irrespective of its shape. The North Pole, denoted by capital N, and South Pole, denoted by capital S. These are the ends of a magnet. The poles are always located at the end of the magnet. The magnetic strength of a magnet is maximum at its pole than at the middle. Now let's study whether we can separate the two poles of magnet or not. Magnetic poles are always exist in pairs. If a magnet is broken in the middle to separate the poles, one finds new poles formed at the broken ends. If one of these pieces is again broken, each piece is again found to contain two poles of opposite kinds. As long as the process is repeated, the same result is obtained. A magnetic pole of one kind is always accompanied by a pole of opposite polarity. Thus, it is clear that we cannot break a magnet into the north and south poles separately, and the magnetic poles always exist in pairs. Now let's study how we can find direction using a magnet. If a magnet is freely suspended by a thread, it will come to rest in a position close to the north-south direction. The end towards the north is therefore called North Pole or North Seeking Pole. It is denoted by the letter N. The other end pointing towards the south is called the South Pole or South Seeking Pole. It is denoted by letter S. Now let's study about magnetic compass. Magnetic compass is a navigational tool. Magnetic compass is usually a small box with a glass cover on it. You can see it in a given picture. It has a magnetic needle at its center which can rotate freely. This you can see in the given picture. The magnetic needle of the compass always points in the north-south direction. A compass has markings that show the four main directions: north, south, east, and west, as well as various points in between. The north pole of the magnetic needle points in the north direction and is painted in red for identification. Once you know the north direction, you can easily find out other directions. If you stand facing the north, your back will be towards south, east will be on your right, and west on your left. The magnetic compass is used to navigate on land, at sea, or in the air. So this is all about magnetic compass. Now let's study attraction and repulsion between magnets. If we bring two magnets close to each other, they behave differently. This is because a strong force develops between the two poles of the magnets. The magnets are either pulled towards each other or pushed away from each other due to this force. If we bring two opposite poles towards each other, for example, if we bring North Pole towards South Pole, they will attract towards each other, and this is called attraction of magnets. And if we bring same poles towards each other, for example, if we bring South Pole towards South Pole or North Pole towards North Pole, they will repel each other. They will move away from each other, and this is called repulsion of magnets. So like poles of magnets repel each other, while unlike poles of magnet attract each other. Thank you, students. This is all about the lesson Fun with Magnets.